sorry, I had birthday celebrations. My husband's birthday was this past Saturday, and the week before that it was his nephew's graduation. So it's been a very interesting thing. Even though I've wanted to do the lives on Saturdays, it's been a little bit difficult the past couple of days. I'm back into my exercise. I've been doing TikTok, which is getting very interesting. I do like the fact that, oh, come on. I'm going to just play the same background music. Why is it giving me drama? I do like the fact that TikTok is moving a lot faster than it ever has been in my entire life, since it has ever been anything. Welcome in. Oh, Ronco, how are you? I know, how are you? Long time. Saturdays was a little hard. This past couple of Saturdays. It was my husband's birthday. I'm going to just sit and talk today. It was my husband's birthday, and then, hi everybody. Eric, how are you? I'm glad everybody's here. That's so sweet. Yeah, and I've also been doing a lot. I've been doing quite a bit on, lower that, on TikTok. So if you guys are on TikTok, I'm actually going live there now too. It has been moved quite fast, or faster than I've usually experienced TikTok in my entire life. So it's a nice little surprise that I'm able to go live on lots of different platforms. Oh, Alex O'Hara? Wait a minute, so Epic Games. Did you change the name of the I guess you changed the name of your of your channel, because wasn't it Alex O'Hara before and then you switched it and it looks like. Anyway, thank you for coming over, guys. That is so fantastico. I'm honored that you guys are here. So I'm basically, we can do a bit of music today. I don't know if you guys know anything about Cyndi Lauper, but it is gay, as people say, it would be Gay Pride Month this month. So I think today's the first day out of the Gay Pride, and Cyndi Lauper's song is known for like the theme song, like the national theme song for this like era, this time period. Sorry, not era. So how are you guys doing? What's your... Yeah, yesterday, oh, you changed it yesterday. That would explain everything. Well, I like the name Epic Games, boy. What kind of games are you playing on your channel? That would be interesting. And are you doing lives yet? Have you gone live? I think when you do lives, you might have to have, just a little over 50. Which is interesting. So you guys, I mean, I wouldn't mind inviting people and going live with me as long as it's not crazy. Oh, you have to be over 16 for my channel. That's right, to go live with me, that's right. I did that for the sheer purpose of when you get monetized on YouTube, for instance, you have to be, I think you have to be over a certain like age limits, if you know what I mean. It can't be for kids. So I'm trying to balance it out. I've worked with students before. I still work with students. So that's what I'm doing. Oh, all these noises going on. And Ronco, how's Ronco doing? How are you doing with your guitar and music production, and have you tested out some new stuff? Let me know if you guys have any questions on anything. I haven't really gone into, it's just been really busy on my end, let's put it that way. And I've just gotten started on TikTok, and TikTok seems to like me. It's like this whole, my generation is Generation X, and there's like this huge wave of people of my age and a little bit older who are on this like thing going on that's happening on TikTok right now. So it's nice to get back into the, it's so weird because I thought I'd never relive the 80s, but we are reliving the 80s, which is sort of awesome. I'd never thought that that would be anything, but it is the case. So I'm here to talk today. If you guys have any questions, I do have my iPad. If you have any questions on the iPad, the phone I'm recording on, so it's going to be hard to answer questions for GarageBand on the phone. Yeah. And all of these parts, I'm still working on this piece. All of these parts are also made with variations from the computer to the keyboard to the phone to the iPad. So you guys have watched, or people have watched, the progression of this song that you're listening to in the background develop. It's nowhere near finished, but I think it gives a general idea. And if you want to go back to see how I've done it, there are a couple of videos prior to the lives showing everybody how I've done that song, this track that you're listening to in the background. It's not perfect, but it's experimental. But it's also to show how GarageBand and Logic Pro X and all these other things work together. And interesting enough, a friend of mine who is a producer in Los Angeles, hopefully it works out, and I think he was involved in recording some music for the Black Panther. I'm not too sure. I have to verify that with him first before I really ask. But he's involved with big celebrities. And what he has asked me to do is partake in what he's now developing on TikTok and bringing new artists into his circle. And we might be introduced to celebrities. So that's kind of cool. I'm sort of excited about that. I want to see how this goes and falls into place. It would be nice to see if there are other musicians out there who might be interested in this, if this is something I can help others with as well, if you have skills, you know. I mean, I don't know what his criteria is. You probably need to know a little bit about music, but it should be interesting, and you guys can watch me. I think I'm supposed to be doing competitions. I don't know. I'm terrible at competitions. I'm like, competing with other musicians is like just not it's like asking me to play a video game that I don't know. It's like, oh no, you're putting me in a situation where I can't get myself out of this mess. But it should be good, because what happens is you're meeting other musicians and you're creating a skill that you haven't worked on in a long time. Like myself, I haven't worked with other musicians on a larger scale for a while, because I've been on my own within my space. I haven't met the right group of people to interlock and work with. I have, but I haven't. Like, I've had drummers ask me to play in bands recently, and then they wanted me to pay for the studio. I was like, I have a studio space. You want me to put the music down? I can give you the tracks, I can record the pieces, and then I can send it over to your studio, and then you've just gotten like stuff for like relatively free, right? So yeah. But it's a very interesting kind of, we'll see what happens with the recording, but it would be nice to hear more. I think he's also dealt with Marvel comics, Marvel movies, besides Black Panther, so I'm a little stoked. I'm hoping everything works out, because he does produce music, which is kind of cool. Hello, Oli. Oli? Oh, you guys are here, look at you. You must have missed me. Yeah, usually I would do the Saturdays, but recently the Saturdays have been a little crazy. Holidays in the United States, people graduating, birthdays. Summer's here, I'm getting back into my exercise, so I've been using my lives on TikTok for, that sounds a little off, for my exercise routine. But you know, I'm also on TikTok now. I'm going live on TikTok, so if you need to find me, I'm there too. I'm Cinta Margot. So it's actually the same name. I think it's Cinta Margot Anime. I think I used anime. You can find me there. Easy peasy. I might even have the link underneath some of the live videos if you're interested, and you guys can like join me there. And then you can watch me, once we get it together, you can watch me do like somewhat competitions with other musicians. I think that's how it works there. So I'm excited to see where that goes. I was doing Facebook, but the Facebook thing I think has become, Facebook has become a little bit more, AI has taken over Facebook. And what that means is whatever like works or photographs or videos that you do are most likely going to be used for the AI's training, and they might reuse and repurpose. I don't like the idea, so I decided that it's time to get off of Facebook. I'm not doing that as much, so I'm focusing on YouTube, of course, and TikTok now. And we'll see what happens, but I would personally be interested to see how the TikTok works when it comes down to working with other musicians. I'm very curious to see what's going on. So today, it was, I don't know if you guys know David Bowie. Do you know David Bowie? If you don't, go check him out. He's he's recently passed. He's no longer with us, but he is like an all-time favorite of the Generation X, which is my generation, 1967, I think 67 or 64, 67 to 1980. So I'm 1979. So I'm that very uncomfortable like generation. It's like, are you younger or older? I'm older. I still look young because I probably don't have, it's because I don't have kids. I have fur babies. I don't have kids of my own. So that could be why I'm still looking a little bit younger, or could be genetics, could be my mom, I don't know. I look old. It depends on the lighting. Don't forget, I've set up the lighting accordingly so that you don't see my like bags under the eyes. So yeah, guys, let me know what you'd like to do. Do you want to hear more music? Are you interested to, this was me playing, me trying to get this together. This is her song. Okay. So this is what's her name song? Cyndi Lauper. I'm trying to get this done right. I don't have the music. I probably can get it, but on many occasions sometimes it's hard to find the music if you're on the spot, so we're just gonna call. then there was also, I don't know if I know any of David Bowie's songs to play, but if you haven't seen The Labyrinth, go watch The Labyrinth. It's like the all-time favorite. And the same thing for a movie called, what was it called again? The Never-Ending Story. That was my generation. That was all the stuff that we used to listen to and watch when we were kids. So if you don't know much about the 80s, that's my time period. Go check it out if you haven't checked out any of the 80s stuff. There's some cool things. And Stranger Things, I'm sure you guys know, right? Stranger Things was not a, it's not, in theory, it wasn't made in the 80s, but it was based off of the 80s. So Stranger Things, the series is fantastic. Go check it out. The movie is so realistic, not movie, but the the series is so realistic to how it feels to be in the 80s that it did feel very 80s like. And a couple of 80s celebrity actors were in that as well, which was very cool. So I'm talking 80s because that is my generation, right? I'm not doing too much crazy stuff, guys. If you have any questions, just ask me some questions and I will try my best to answer them as best as possible. Like I said, hopefully I'll be getting this together with some other musicians on TikTok to do competitions. I don't know what I'm going to be asked to do, but we're going to try it out. I guess I'm just up for anything at this stage. And it's growing fast. So from having, I had 2 channels. From having the first channel that I decided to take down because there was too much drama, to the second channel, which moved very fast from 24 followers up to 1,400 and something followers in 2 weeks. Amazing, amazing. I think it's because the 80s kids are coming together full force because it's our time to kind of like stand our ground. Eminem just came out with a new song. Not everybody's going to be too happy about it, but it's kind of funny to listen to. Go check out Eminem's song. It's pretty cool. What other new songs came out? Cyndi Lauper was interviewed on CBS on Sunday, which was yesterday. I wish they interviewed more things about David Bowie. He's no longer with us, but his wife is still around, who's that model. I forgot her name. Not Naomi Campbell. She looks very much like her. She's from, I think she's from Ethiopia originally. But guys, let me know so I can have a close talk discussion if you have any questions on, I know I have this head wrap on. I'm growing my hair out, so I'm not dyeing it anymore. The dye was, I think, damaging the hair, so I'm just wrapping it so it just looks a little bit more tidy. And what else? Yeah, that's just basically it. I was trying to organize a TikTok shop, so anything, I do have it set up if I need to start selling clothing on there too. If you're from overseas, you guys can definitely take a look at the TikTok shop. Let me just see if I can, I know, unlike TikTok, you can actually press the likes on your side as well. Is there anything I can help anybody with? Are you guys sort of up to date with what's going on? Are you wanting to work on a project? Are you thinking, I mean, these are all the things I was thinking about. Are you wanting to do like animation, drawing, sketches? I'm busy. I'll show you what I'm doing with my students. We're doing beginning art classes. Let me see if my iPad's around. Hold on. Where did I put the iPad? Give me 2 seconds. I'll be back. I'll be back. Or if you guys need to put together a studio space, a home space. Back, I just got the... Okay, so say for instance you guys are needing help with, this was me, I'm doing the curriculum with a very young 8-year-old student who is it takes a total community to get this together, okay? So I'm literally teaching him basic contour drawings, okay? We started off with squares, but I realized that is too hard for him. So here I am starting beginners, real beginners art classes. Beginners art classes, giving him homework, right? And then going according to what he's capable of doing. So we're using also a book, but we're reusing the drawings from the book into like what he's working on right now. how to sketch basic sketches. I mean, I think it's important that you have to start somewhere. I don't know if everybody is an artist. You know, people want to draw cats and stuff, but you have to see everything as shapes first if you're going to do art. Okay. Shape and then create the character. But this is a good starting point if you're wanting to create characters. Come up with some sketches or doodles of some drawings and bring them together as characters in the final like collection. I'm talking about a variety of things because I do multimedia. I'm an artist that does more than music. It's important for me to kind of integrate the conversation, and I think, you know, I had done this painting. I am doing these paintings. This one is not done. It's actually a present for my husband, but I don't think it's finished yet. So don't forget, you know, detailed pieces. It's not finished. I need to do more. But it's good to have multiple skills. And and this stuff you see on the walls, and this painting that you see over here, that's all my work. I did all of it by hand. I had somebody help me with the frame, but the work on the inside is mine. Okay, and the stuff on the wall is mine as well. And then my clothing. Okay, so you know, people say, oh, she's not doing anything, but actually I'm doing everything. The whole key is to make it look easy, but it's not as easy as it looks, right? So yeah, I think it's important to acknowledge that having multiple skills becomes useful if you're, you know, if you're designing a bedroom, or if you're setting up a little studio space. To understand how to learn to make your own soundproofing is very important. I haven't had people complain who are in other apartments. Don't know why. I'm still waiting for somebody to bang on the door. It's too loud. But nobody's actually said anything. So I think it's pretty cool. No issues there. And as I said, it's a very simple discussion today. I think my biggest concern was more how Facebook is using our pieces. Like I've stopped using Facebook because I've now noticed everybody's talking about the underlying reason why they're doing this is they have an AI that's controlling Facebook. And what's happening is that AI is learning how to create, because it creates its own photographs, right? It does its own digital art and creates for people these things. But I think it also has its own mind, because I've noticed it gets mad at me when I ask questions that it doesn't like. So I know it has a personality. So it's even more scary when you realize that there is a personality in that AI. And it kind of does its own thing. And it answers the questions, but it gets a little fussy with you. At least it gets mad at me. I can see when it gets mad, it's just like everything goes wrong. Everything goes wrong that day. So I'm using that space a little bit less because it makes me a little concerned about where our personal data is used, or if we're supposed to be challenging it. It's just a talk today. I'm not doing anything large or extravagant. I haven't been on the past couple of days because husband's birthday was Saturday. His nephew's graduation was the Saturday before. And if you want to learn how to do all of this stuff that I've done in the background, all that is produced with 3 different formats. I've used my phone, I've used my iPad, and I've used obviously the keyboard and the computer. 4, I guess, to manifest something like this. It's not hard to do. You just need to have some musical skills. And I have introduction musical theory class stuff at the beginning of this channel. I'm sort of integrating all of these now as a collective. Rather than just talking about music, I'm now bringing the arts in as well. I think it's important to do, because my job is not to give everybody all the information for free. You guys have to ask me A, questions, B, if you're that serious, you probably would consider taking classes with me online, all that stuff. So I'm only giving you little bits and pieces. I'm not going to give you everything, because this is many, many years of education and studies that I have gotten to this point to understand and how to put things together. So, you know, if you're wanting to do more detailed stuff, that would require like your parents to get involved or something. To talk about those kind of things, I have courses that I have put together on Fiverr, which I can always transfer onto my website or whatever, or here. So that's where I am. So this is just a casual talk, nothing too drastic. I do want to just mention that it is the season for LGBT. This is Gay Pride Month. So Gay Pride Month is a big thing, which is important. It was called something different back in the day when I was growing up. They didn't have all these names that they have now. It was just kind of considered one, the other, or both together, instead of like thousands of different variations on this discussion. So yeah, and then hopefully I can get the TikTok shop sorted out for my personal designs. It's not working too well to sell my own designs on Poshmark. I have to create, which I have created, the store on TikTok to sell my own handmade goods on TikTok. Or here eventually, but I think you need 1,000 followers to set up a store on YouTube. It's totally different. Totally different, guys, totally different. Each platform works differently. I like Poshmark because it's easy to understand and to use. So Poshmark is like my main source, right, of income. But it's consistency, right? Everything is consistency. You can't just do it one day and then stop doing it. You have to do it every day. Like, everything requires consistency. And it gets a little hard to be consistent on all the platforms all the time, but I think trying your best to do everything at once is important. So yeah, at the beginning of my channel, if you want to learn a little bit more about the music, there are some music videos, class videos that you guys can learn from on them. I think there would be some like, you can alter the languages. So if you're having a hard time listening to me in English, you can translate it, have a translator on there, which will help you translate what I'm saying. I have a lot of videos on production. I just don't want to do much more on that until people are prepared to really take classes with me. And that's a whole different thing. So I would recommend it. But if you don't want to do that, you can just do the classes at the beginning of my channel. I have 671 videos, which is ridiculous. But I've done it. I've put it together. I don't really have to repeat myself now. You guys are welcome to look through all the videos. There are certain things, I might have to adjust a couple of things on some of them, but I've put a lot of work onto this channel, guys. A lot of work. I'm still learning how to put clips in where I'm allowed to add clips. I think at a certain stage, when you're higher up in YouTube, they will allow you to have access to more things. So when you're starting off, you have limited access, which is understandable, right? They want to create trust with you. And this is my own music, so there's no copyright concerns, which is the important part about understanding how platforms work. For instance, today I was doing an exercise thing on TikTok Live, and I was playing music that probably was owned by other people in the background. So that video I cannot post on TikTok with that music. I would have to silence the sound in the background and then put separate like sections of, like, it's like 50 minutes of a live. And I do have some clips of me exercising on here showing what I did for one of the lives for a video. And what happens is, I think, it happens on Facebook as well. You need to make sure that the copyright, that's why I produce my own music, because I feel as if you're going to do social media, you have to have a source of copyright-free music. And I was like, well, why look for it if you can make it? And that was why I'm doing what I'm doing right now. And also, you know, hearing what producers have to say. So my friend is a producer, and we'll see what happens next. So all of this comes into action. The more and the harder you work, the more things start to manifest. And if you look at my websites and all the other things, it's taken me a very long time just to get to this point, to proving to everybody what I'm capable of doing. But it has to be done, right? I'm on like a social platform now. I'm no longer just privately teaching like I was before. I'm now opening myself up to the world, and the world is seeing what I'm capable of doing on a larger scale. So it becomes important for people to be able to click onto certain things and find where your stuff is. And that's it. So if you guys want some information on the music, go to the first couple of videos that are in music theories on there. I have production on the iPhone. I have production on the iPad. I have production on Logic on the iPad. It's like basic structured introductions. Like more detailed stuff I would probably charge for more detailed stuff. So it's already there. I don't think I need to repeat myself with that stuff, but if you have any particular questions and you guys have watched the videos, let me know and I can probably answer those particular questions, okay? Or art, if you want to do art. That's the other side of me. I'm doing some art stuff. I did a sewing project with Dior, my cat's harness. So there is a video of me doing a sewing machine tutorial type of thing. If you guys need to do or learn how to sew, I can teach people how to sew. If you need to learn how to use tools like hammers and nails and just like the basics, because you don't need like a lot of stuff to make this. But I needed some hammers and nails to tack this onto my soundproofing. And obviously purchase, this is fabric, but it's a thick fox fabric, right? I've made these. So everything you see in the space, I've worked hard to put together on my own, okay? This is not magic. You don't just snap your fingers and it happens. You have to put the elbow grease in to make it what it is, okay? So it's not just fun and games. It's about how much time you're willing to put into yourself to make stuff happen for you. And that's what I'm here for, to help people get to that stage of feeling confident that they can do it for themselves. Because I'm doing it for myself. I'm working for myself, but I'm also being diligent as to how I go about timing my day to develop things for certain platforms, right? So I think as you get older, I'm not just a 22-year-old. I think when you're 22, you have other things you're thinking about, like boys and girls and dating and all that stuff. I'm past that. I'm over, like I'm married now. I'm over that whole phase of excitement of like dating. It's just not, I don't do that anymore. That's like, we're past. We're like, you know, it's more about getting down with making sure that projects are put together and things are set up and emphasized and developed. And that's where I am in my mind. I think my youngest student, my 8-year-old student, was like shocked when I told him that I was not his brother's age. I'm not his brother's age. I'm much older than that, right? So 1979. So just think 1979. What happened in 1979? Lots of things were going on. We didn't even have technology. None of this existed. So I'm learning the same thing you guys are learning right now. I'm just able to do more because I figured out some things, not everything. So I'm not doing a long video, guys. Nobody's really talking today. I guess I'm just doing a little talk, and I can just use this for the video clip since I missed out on doing that the past couple of days. So it's just a talk. Once again, I'm going to play that one song. Let's see if I can get it right this time. Okay. Da, da, da. A Cyndi Lauper's piece. Let's try it one more time. So I'm playing this one more time. I don't have the music. I'm playing it by memory. Okay. So if I'm not smiling, it's because I'm trying to concentrate to figure out what the notes are, right? See, no music. There's no music that I have playing, so I don't have any of the music. I'm playing it by my head. Out of my head, it's in the right key. You need to know a little bit about music to even do the sound. If you're playing by ear, I do that a lot because, when I've worked in bands before, sometimes you didn't have the music on point. You had to kind of you had to start figuring music out when you're rehearsing, and sometimes not everybody has the sheet music, so you have to figure it out. And the reason why I do play by ear on occasion, not all the time, is because that skill is needed for bands. And I've worked in bands before, and that's the whole point of me doing it. People don't realize that you need to have both skills, playing the sheet music, right? Playing the sheet music. This is music theory. If you want to learn how to read music, I have a couple of exercises that you guys can do at the beginning of my channel that I've spoken about that, but I've only just briefed on it because I don't want to do a whole free course on it right now. Like if you guys are wanting to pay for things, then that's fine. But the free things are at the beginning, so that's good. Okay, so let's see. But I can tell you A minor. Right? That's A minor. This is G major. And then let's do another one. I think this is F major. So there are a lot of things, there's no sheet music. I'm doing that all in my head. And in order to do that, so I've memorized some of these. I'm playing it by ear in certain cases. I've recognized certain songs where they start. This is all part of my musical training and how I was taught. There were some things I taught myself and other things I was trained to do by, teachers and stuff. So it all takes time, guys. This is not just oh, let's create music. It's like, are you wanting to learn or are you wanting to just watch? So there's a difference between getting in on the action and learning how to do it and you sitting on the sidelines. And I'm all about getting involved and being proactive versus just sitting and watching. So if you're wanting to interact and get involved with like education stuff, let me know. I'm here. Okay. If you have any questions on things that you've watched that I've done, let me know. I'm also here. Okay, so my educational channel, this is what this is. It's an education channel. It's a little bit of social, but it's more education. Has to do with various skills. I do say compose music with Cinta Margot, but if you see at the top, it actually has music, art, and fashion. So you could see like a couple of things. I can talk about setting up a store. I can talk about designing clothing. I can talk about making clothing for pets. I can talk about doing a painting from beginning to end. I can talk about building things, which is what this is. All that stuff you see in the back there, I built. Putting the lights on the wall, I put the lights on the wall. Okay, so I'm going to be short and sweet today, guys. Thank you so much for popping over. You guys are welcome to check out the other videos, the actual videos. And at the beginning of the channel, all of 600 and something videos that I have put together for everybody. You guys are welcome to skim through them and check to see the kind of things that are out there that I've kind of put together. And then if you have any personal questions, send some questions out to me. It's not just about my fur babies, even though I absolutely love my fur babies being part of the show. They can't play the piano. They would be part of the fashion side, I suppose. I probably need to make them new garments eventually so they could be displayed on my models who happen to be the fur babies. Okay, and that's where I am. So I'm going to keep it short and sweet today. If you have any questions, feel free to answer the question or ask the questions underneath the videos that you've watched. Okay, go check them out. Some of them talk about graphic design. Others talk about AI. Others talk about music. Others talk about classical. It's like a whole bunch of things. So I've done a lot of work. You guys need to go check out the videos, okay? Thank you so much for joining me, folks. Thank you so much for coming through. I appreciate everybody that comes over. I really do. Okay, and I'll be on TikTok. So if you're looking for me on TikTok, I will give you my link for that too. And I will be doing competitions soon. I have no idea what I'm getting myself into. But then you'll see me getting involved in more entertainment because I think TikTok, this is education. And then TikTok seems to be a place where all the musicians get together and they kind of meet up and connect. So that's my next plan, is we're going to get that together. So come join me on TikTok for the live. See who's going to be joining me on the music side, what celebrities are going to be involved. This is going to be kind of interesting. I have no idea. I'm blindfolded. I have absolutely no idea what the plan is, but I'm going with the flow. And there you have it. So come check me out on the other side once I start getting the music stuff together. So we're slowly but surely things are happening. Thank you, folks, once again, much appreciated, and I will see you guys in the next one. And I should say in Japan, arigatou gozaimashita, watashi to sayonara, and tane bye-bye. See you later, guys. Thank you for joining me.